Well, they ask, when's a good time to go to the Hocking Hills? And the answer is anytime, especially in the wintertime, and that's what today's show is all about. We are taking you down to the Hocking Hills. I had the opportunity to check out a new place called Funko City, and they got Funko dolls in there. We learned about that. We found some great lodging opportunities for you in the Hocking Hills area. And of course, we stopped by Appalachian Arts and Crafts to see what was on sale here, maybe some stuff from the Christmas season. And last but not least, we made a stop at Hocking Hills Moonshine to check out what's going on there in the winter and those free tours that you can get. Renee, what did you find?
Well, thanks, Mike. Here in Logan, it's all about homegrown, and we found a place where you can find wonderful local artists and craft gifts, as well as homemade breakfast. I'm Renee Joseph, and along with Mike Kilburn, we are out and about Columbus, and we're taking you to the Hocking Hills.
Well, have you ever asked the question, when's a good time to go to the Hocking Hills? Basically any season, but winter's extra special in the Hocking Hills with the snow, the views, and everything. And imagine sitting in a hot tub in one of these cabins enjoying those views. We talked to Karen Raymore. She told us more about what you're going to find here in the wintertime in the Hocking Hills. Well, Karen, so good to be back in the Hocking Hills.
Happy New Year. We're glad to have you.
Happy New Year's to you. Well, is this a good time to come down the Hocking Hills?
I think this may be one of the best times of the year to come to the Hocking Hills. The trails are not very crowded. The scenery is spectacular. Really, winter in the Hocking Hills is such a stunning season. The snowfall, because it kind of hangs in the trees and carpets the forest floor. We've had some nice cold weather, so the waterfalls, some have frozen into very interesting formations. So it's really a photographer's dream.
The other question I have is, what about lodging now? Is it easier to get lodging now, or does it still stay pretty booked up down here?
Well, it is still nice and busy, but it's much easier than in the summer. You have more choices, and there's just nothing quite like, winter in a cabin tucked in the woods surrounded by snow with...
Not to mention the hot tub.
Yeah, the hot tub, of course the winter night sky is fabulous, and it's such a dark night sky here. So to be able to see those stars while you're, relaxing in your hot tub is kind of an extra perk.
Yeah. Well, I understand you got a new visitor's guide for the Hocking Hills.
We do. This is the brand new 2022 Hocking Hills Visitor's Guide. It's, of course, available here at our Welcome Center. It's also available online at exploreHockingHills.com. And there's also several other places around Ohio, in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana, where you can pick these up.
Well, give us some contact information, Karen, where we can learn more and come down and enjoy this.
You bet. You just want to go to exploreHockingHills.com. Everything you need is right there.
Fantastic. Karen, good seeing you again. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, when you think of Cabins by the Caves, you certainly think of first-class accommodations in the Hocking Hills, and we stopped by Bear Paw. Check that out. Mia told us all about this location, and we also found out about the complex down the road, which will be coming up later on in the show. Well, Mia, good to be back at Cabins by the Caves.
Yeah, always good to have you guys.
We are here at Bear Paw, I guess they call this property, so tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so this is a Jubok-built log home located on 8 acres. It's located 5 miles from Old Man's Cave. It has 4 private bedrooms and 3.5 baths. It also has a billiards table downstairs and a bar.
Well, Mia, when I pulled up, I saw a beautiful fire pit out back.
Yes, we have outdoor fire pit, and we also have indoor and outdoor gas log fireplaces for your family to enjoy.
Well, Mia, not far from here, I guess about a half a mile, is the other complex you guys are building. We've been to one of the places, Sleepy Hollow, right?
Yes, Sleepy Hollow is actually located on a 73-acre complex, and it is perfect for small weddings and family reunions. We've also recently partnered with Cork and Tap Excursions, and they do door-to-door delivery. Basically, they'll come pick you up and take you to the local breweries, wineries, and distilleries.
So this time of the year, how tough is it to get a cabin down? I know in the fall it's like impossible.
Yeah, so actually it's the perfect time right now, the beginning of the year. Our year is not too booked up. You'll actually be able to get pretty good reservations in the summer right now. This is the perfect time to start thinking about going to the Hocking Hills if you really want to get your choice of the weekend that you want.
And what about planning a wedding?
Planning a wedding, also the perfect time right now. Like I said, our books for the year, it's way more open than it's going to be in a couple months. So it's perfect time to start thinking about having an intimate wedding in the Hocking Hills.
Well, Mia, give us some contact information for Cabins by the Caves.
So you can visit cabinsbythecaves.com, or you can give us a call at 877-322-2283.
Fantastic. Good seeing you. We're going to go over and check out the complex, and we'll have that come up in the show.
Yes, perfect. So excited.
Well, you know, the owner of Appalachian Arts and Crafts says, if you can't find it here, you don't need it, and that's the truth. They got about 65 to 70 vendors in Appalachian Arts and Crafts, and you can find all kinds of things. We are featuring some of the smaller vendors today on the show, and they even have some custom t-shirts that you're going to want to take a look at. Sandy told us more. I always think about this place with all the vendors you have here. How many vendors you have in this place?
Between 65 and 70, it varies kind of.
And what do you say about this? If you can't,
if we don't have it, you don't need it.
that's right. And speaking of that, we got some great t-shirts. Tell us the story behind this.
These T-shirts you'll only find one of a kind here. It's a special design that this vendor had made. We have several different varieties. The only place you'll find them is here in Hocking County.
Yeah, they kind of got some neat expressions and stuff on them. I love the falling snow, hot cocoa, cozy blankets, watching movies, and baking cookies. That sounds like a Hocking Hills thing to me.
That's life.
Tell me what else is new.
Well, I thought we always talk about Park, which we have a large selection getting into all the new spring colors and designs. But we'll talk today a little bit about some of the smaller vendors, like the one over there that is Marietta Run Clay that makes her own pottery. We have our own candle company. We have Crossroad Candles. We have a lady that makes homemade soap. She's from our neighboring county. We even have honey back there that the vendor is from Fairfield County.
What about the walking stick?
The walking sticks are great. We sell a tremendous amount of them. There's really a need for that. Then we have another unusual item where a lady takes different wine bottles, whiskey bottles, all sorts of things. She puts different names of teams, of ball teams on there, and they put lights in and they light up, and they're very unique.
Well, we'll leave it on that note, but tell us how we find Appalachian Arts and Crafts here in the Hocking Hills.
You find us on our Facebook page, Appalachian Art and Craft Market.
And what's your address here? Because I know it's right around Rockbridge.
It is 26774 U.S. Highway 33, Rockbridge, Ohio. It's right at the intersection of State Route 374.
Would you like your business to make an appearance on an upcoming episode of Out and About Columbus? Send your contact information to info@outandaboutcolumbus.com to learn more. Frontier Log Cabins, located in the heart of Hocking Hills, offers rustic yet modern amenities for your next romantic getaway. Bruce told us more about why he always returns here year after year. 200-year-old cabin, over 200 years old. I mean, that makes it so special. What is so unique about this place to you?
Well, I think it's two things. One, these cabins are historic, like you just said, and they are absolutely meticulously maintained, but they're not completely rustic because they've been modernized with all the normal conveniences of air conditioning, heating, gas log fireplaces, full kitchen as you see behind me, and a beautiful hot tub as well. Lofts. It's an incredible experience to stay in one of these.
Frontier Log Cabins is one of the top-ranked cabins in the area, which is fabulous. Tell us why people keep coming back.
Well, several things. One, the amenities like we already talked about. Small things like high-quality beds. It might seem crazy, but these beds are so comfortable that our customers here, my friends' customers, it's the owner of the resort, they compliment it's the best night's sleep they've had in years. But that's a small thing. Really, the big thing is the experience in nature. You can come out here and decompress in this private 60-acre forest, like I mentioned. There's more than a mile of hiking trails where you can just stroll in nature and go down to a 1-acre pond that you could either do fish and catch and release stuff, or you can just sit there and with a glass of wine, watch the sunset and look for wildlife. It's very relaxing. As a matter of fact, one of the things people say about this place is they come here to disconnect from their stressful lives and reconnect with the ones they love.
Well, I can definitely see why you keep coming back. How do we find out more information so we can book our own stay here?
Well, the wonderful owners here have a beautiful website. It's frontierlogcabins.com. They also have a Facebook page, Hocking Hills Frontier Log Cabins. And you can watch and look for special discounts there as well. It's a great place to be.
Well, it's a great time to come down the Hocking Hills in the wintertime. And if you're coming down, you have to stop by Hocking Hills Moonshine. They're distilling year-round here. They have free tours. It's a great time just to come down here and check this out. It's an amazing process to watch what they do. So, and if you can't get it at home, well, the owner says he will certainly take care of that for you. He's in over 250 liquor stores across the state of Ohio. Brian Sinclair told us more. Well, Brian, good to be back at Hocking Hills Moonshine.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
So tell me what's new down here in Hocking Hills Moonshine.
Well, it's wintertime. It's cold out, okay? So there's not a whole lot to do other than the winter hike, which is just passed. So if you have some spare time, come on down to Hocking Hills Moonshine, spend some time indoors, get warm, beat the crowds of this summer. And find a cabin, rent yourself a cabin while they're available. Come down, see me, see Stephanie, my distiller, or see Missy. We'll be more than happy to walk people around the store. We absolutely love our customers.
So are you still distilling?
Yes, year-round. We don't stop production. I've got bulk tanks. I've got warehouses. I got a lot of places to get absolutely full before we stop. So fortunately for us, sales are still good across the state. 250 state liquor stores now, over 100 bars and restaurants. If you are a customer and you want it in your bar, restaurant, or state agency, get a hold of me and we will work out the arrangements. All you have to do is request it and we'll get on it.
Well, give us some contact information where we can find you right here at Hocking Hills Moonshine.
Well, you can always follow me on Facebook, and we use social media, just Hocking Hills Moonshine, or our website, hockinghillsshine.com, or they can call my cell phone number. That's, I'm available all the time, 740-347-90444. Give me a call.
Yeah, you can't miss the gangster car out front with the bullet holes, right?
Absolutely. Look for the old Plymouth out front.
Fantastic. Brian, good seeing you again. Thanks for being on the show.
Same here. Thank you.
Well, if you're looking for some luxury accommodations in the Hocking Hills, the Hocking Manor certainly is a place you want to check out. We talked to Penny. She told us more about what you're going to find here, and it is absolutely beautiful. You have some background in the lodging business, right?
We do. My uncle had a cabin rental business on South Bloomingville, had 8 cabins, and so it came an opportunity that he was able to sell it. So he sold that cabin rental, and then that afforded him this opportunity to buy Hocking Manor.
So what makes this different than other lodges? Because this is absolutely breathtaking. And I can tell you, when we came up the drive and saw it, I was just amazed.
Thank you. We felt the same way. So what makes us unique, I think the main feature that stands out is the indoor heated saltwater swimming pool that's 40 by 18. So you could use that pool year round. It's just not a summertime activity.
So how many acres does Hocking Manor sit on?
250 acres.
You have trails here?
We have 6.5 miles of private trails. Some of those trails have waterfalls and different levels for beginners and more advanced hikers.
Now, how many families can stay here?
We could accommodate 28 people in beds, but the capacity is more. So if you wanted to use a blow-up bed, we have those as well.
Well, Penny, outside of this place being just absolutely gorgeous, why should someone stay here?
Well, I believe that Hocking Hills is beautiful, but you could really enjoy all those views right here on this property. When we acquired the property, there wasn't anything in here as far as furniture. Everything is brand new, including the patio furniture. We have a gas grill that's outside and a pig roaster that you could request. And then we have a chef that could come along and do the pig roast for you. And then again, the magnificent activities that we have inside and out.
Well, tell us how we can book a stay here.
You can go to our website, hockingmanor.com, and when you put in your reservation, once you submit that, then you can see all the different packages that we have, and then our telephone is 740-385-1892.
What a beautiful place to stay in the Hocking Hills. Penny, thanks so much for being on the show. Thank you. Well, there's a great new store in downtown Logan. It's called Funko City, and they have Funko Pops here. We found out all about it from Keston, plus some of the other things that you're going to find in this great new store in downtown Logan. Well, Keston, good to be at Funko City.
Hi, thanks for coming. It's really good to see you.
Well, tell us a little bit about the store.
Well, it is, I'd say for the most part, just like a fun, cool store that me and my mom wanted to start. You know, we've lived in the downtown a long time, wanted to bring something fun to it. We decided, you know what? Let's do toys. Let's start doing like Funkos. Let's get into the anime. Let's get into the board games. We want to start selling more packs, start doing like magic tournaments and all kinds of stuff. Just really make a place for like the kids and just the locals to kind of just have something to break that weekly cycle, you know?
Well, tell our audience, what is a Funko?
So a Funko Pop specifically is a 4.5-inch plastic figure. Some of them are bobbleheads, some of them are just vinyls, and they basically do it for all lines of stuff. They do sports, they do Disney, they do comic books, they do video games, they do the Golden Girls.
Well, outside of the Funkos, what else are you going to find here in the store?
So really you're going to find all kinds of stuff. You're going to find toys, games, different collectibles, gifts for family members, nostalgic items from your childhood. Like we got like the old Rock'em Sock'em robots, we got Beyblades, we got Funko Pops, we got McFarlane action figures, posters. I mean, really there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Well, Kelson, give us some contact information for Funko City.
All right. Well, you can find us at 47 West Main in downtown Logan. If you're ever looking for any more information, we also post all our products weekly. You can find us on our Facebook at Funko City Gifts.
Fantastic, man. Great information. Thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Well, we stopped at Glen Laurel, and this place is absolutely amazing. Everything from 6 to 7 course dinners to a bagpiper who plays here on Saturday nights. We talked to Melissa, and she told us more. So let's talk a little bit about what makes Glen Laurel unique.
All right, Glen Laurel is unique because it is an adult-only memorable experience. It is a Scottish-themed inn and cottages, and there's so many different things that people can enjoy here. We have our 6 and 7 course fine dining, for example. People can stay in different accommodations, rooms, suites, crofts, which are small cottages or cottages, and they can choose to totally isolate in those accommodations, or they can come over to the social hour and be with other people, whatever suits their dynamic.
One of the things that's really great about Glen Laurel is the amenities. So tell our viewers a little bit about the amenities they're going to find here.
Definitely. In addition to the 6 and 7 course fine dining meals, we also have our own private gorge with on-site hiking trails. We have Scottish Links Golf Course, which is a very unique golfing experience. And then several of our accommodations have hot tubs and fireplaces, and it's just really a wonderful place to come and disconnect from the world and reconnect with each other.
You know, one of the things I was wondering about, do they have a dress code for dinner?
We do have a dress code for dinner because it is such a special experience. We suggest that lasses wear skirt and blouse or dress or pantsuit, and that lads wear a suit, sport coat and pants, or suit and tie, or at the very bare minimum, a long sleeve shirt and pants. Kilts, of course, are always welcome.
Well, give us some contact information, how we can make reservations and come and visit you here at Glen Laurel.
Of course, just find us on our website at www.glenlaurel.com.
Well, again, thanks so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Like the Out and About Columbus Facebook page for pictures, video, and more on the show, including news, upcoming shows, and even exclusive behind-the-scenes content. That's facebook.com/OutandAboutColumbus. Homegrown on Main is a place where you can find beautiful art and handcrafted gift items made by local artists in the Hocking Hills area. James told us more about some of the things you'll find when you visit their shop in downtown Logan. Well, James, welcome to Out and About Columbus, and thanks for having us out to Homegrown on Main.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Well, tell us all about Homegrown on Main, because this is really a unique place that you don't see anywhere else.
It is. It's actually a visitor centre for downtown Logan, but it's also the home for the Hocking Hills Arts and Craftsmen Association. They used to be at the State Lodge, which we know burnt down in 2016 and they had nowhere to go. So we set them up here and it's just such a unique place, as you said. It's wonderful.
Yeah, well, let's talk about some of the things we're going to find when we come browse.
What you're going to see is all of the items here are all handmade in the Hocking Hills region, and it's just multiple artists. They also come in here and do demonstrations as well. And as I say, it's just a very unique place, and it's just what we need in downtown Logan as part of our revitalization.
So things are constantly changing in here. You're never going to see the same item.
There's a lot of change here, and of course a lot of it is seasonal. So for example, at the moment you'll see there's knitted items, and then of course depending on what time of year it is, you'll see lots of things that will be relevant. So it's great to come in here and buy gifts.
I know you guys always have some upcoming events. How do we find out more information about all those events?
Absolutely. If you go to exploreHockingHills.com and click on festivals and events, and you'll see them all there. It's a wonderful website, and it gives you all information about the Hocking Hills region.
Wonderful. And I would definitely encourage those visiting the Hocking Hills to come check this place out because it's really cool. Great items. James, again, thank you so much for coming on and sharing this beautiful store with us.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Well, we're at Cabins by the Caves, their Sleepy Hollow cabin, which is their newest cabin in the complex that we were talking about earlier. When this is completed, they will house over 50 people. If you're having a family reunion or a wedding, this is something you want to pay attention to. Some great information about holding it here in the Hocking Hills. Mia told us more. So Mia, we're in the newest of the cabins of this complex. Tell us a little bit about the complex and where it's going.
Yeah, so there's actually 5 properties already built on the complex, and there's 2 under construction. So it's actually going to sleep 50 at the end of the day, but right now it sleeps 28. And you can come and bring your family for an event or a wedding, and then they can all go back and stay at their separate properties nearby.
Yeah, that's something I was going to ask you. I know you're big in weddings. Are you targeting more this complex to be used for weddings as a wedding venue?
Yeah, that's correct. So we want to use this for weddings and family reunions. We have had weddings already. A lot of people will come and they'll stay and have their wedding and their reception, and then they'll go and stay at the honeymoon cabin, and their family members will stay in the surrounding other cabins. We have 2 honeymoon cabins.
What would you say to somebody who's thinking about coming down here in the wintertime? Is it a good time to come down?
Oh, it's beautiful. There's always a fireplace, so you can always sit by the fire, or you can go on a hike and see all the frozen waterfalls in the area. It really is a beautiful place to come.
Sitting in a hot tub, and this would be pretty nice too.
Yes, exactly. And the hot tub, exactly. And all of our properties have hot tubs, so best thing ever.
Yeah, no question.
For the winter.
Well, give us some contact information where we can learn more, book a cabin, come down here in the winter, and just kind of enjoy nature.
Yeah, so our phone number is 877-322-2283, and you could also visit our website. It's cabinsbythecaves.com.
Yeah, again, well, you won't be sorry if you rent a cabin from Cabins by the Caves. You guys do a great job.
Of course.
Thanks again, Mia, for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
When you travel to Hocking Hills, you want to eat where the locals eat because they know where the delicious food is. We found all the locals at the Hocking Hills Diner. Noelle told us about all of their specialties and why everyone loves it here. Noelle, welcome to Out and About Columbus. Thanks for having us out to the Hocking Hills Diner.
Hi, it's nice to have you guys here.
Well, I walked in and I saw this is where all the locals hang, so you know it's got to be the best food. Tell us about the Hocking Hills Diner. What are we going to find here?
You're going to find delicious homemade food. Usually we have baked steak. It's a delicious fork tender. We have beer battered cod on Fridays, kind of like a fish and chips. We have plenty of breakfast. We have it all day. Fresh food.
So everything's homemade, I take it. So tell us a little bit about that. I'm sure you only use the freshest ingredients.
Absolutely. We make everything homemade. We've got homemade mashed potatoes. We've got homemade rolls. Everything's made to order. It's all real good.
Now, I see you also have a banquet room, which we're standing in. So you also offer private parties, correct?
Yeah. Well, you have people that call in, plan it ahead. We have some people who just pop in, let us know, but we do have plenty of space for a bunch of people.
Well, let's talk about your favorite dishes. What would you recommend when you come here?
Definitely breakfast, since we do have it all day. That's probably my favorite. If you want something like dinner, we have a thing called Cali chicken. It's grilled chicken. It's topped with some veggies and some cheese. It comes with fried mashed potatoes. It comes out on a sizzling platter, so it's sizzling when it comes to the table.
Now, I understand you guys have different hours and things like that? How do we find out more information when you're open and where you're located?
We do have a Facebook page at the Hocking Hills Diner with all of our updated hours. You can check out our daily specials and stuff like that on there. You can find us on Google, of course, find our address and stuff like that. But I would definitely check out our Facebook page.
Wonderful. Noelle, thank you so much for joining us. And I know this is the place to eat.
Absolutely. We'll be here.
Winter is the perfect time to experience the Hocking Hills area, and I can't think of a more romantic winter getaway than a stay at Ash Ridge Cabins. We talked with Ron and Teresa, who told us more about their beautiful cabins. Well, Ron and Teresa, welcome to Out and About Columbus, and thanks for having us out to Ash Ridge Cabins.
Thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having us out. It is so beautiful down here, especially in the wintertime. Let's talk about your cabins. What makes them so special? What kind of amenities do you have down here?
Well, I think what makes our cabin so special is we have many different views. You can be really secluded, like this cabin here is our Lover's Loft cabin, and it's kind of very secluded. You can see a lot of nature, some deer, some wildlife, which is great. We have a few other cabins. We have the Maple Lane and we have the Sweetheart Cabin, and both of those have some beautiful views of the valley. So it's just really a nice place to get away from the hustle bustle of a busy lifestyle and just relax.
Well, what are some of the things that we can look forward to experiencing when we visit one of your cabins?
Okay, well, one of the new things we have are our indoor hot tub and game rooms. And so that has been a really great attraction for our cabins. Not a lot of smaller cabins have that type of amenity. And so that's been a real attraction for visiting Ash Ridge Cabins.
Well, I can't think of anything more romantic than getting away here in one of your cabins, especially during the winter months. How far ahead do we need to book to be able to get one of your cabins?
If you're looking for a weekend, I would look at least 6 to 8 weeks out, trying to get the weekend that you would prefer. We do have some weekdays available if you're looking just for a last-minute type stay.
Well, how do we find out more information about Ash Ridge Cabins?
Well, you can visit our Facebook page, Ash Ridge Cabins, Hocking Hills, or you can check out our website at ashridgecabins.com.
Well, if you're looking for a romantic getaway this winter and even this early spring, you've got to check out Hocking Hills Cabins. It's romantic, it's private, and it's very secluded. Missy told us more about some of the amenities they have that make them so special. Well, Missy, welcome to Out and About Columbus. Thanks for having us out to Hocking Hills Cabins.
Thanks for inviting us.
Well, tell us what's so special about your cabins. I understand they're all adult now.
Yes, we are an all-adult facility. One of the things that I think is the best thing about our location is we're so secluded. We're still close to local activities and stores and things like that, but we're secluded.
It is so beautiful out here. You look around and everything you see all around you is woods. It's nice, especially during the winter time. Tell us some of the amenities that you have that's very special here.
One of our most popular ones is the Cupid services. It's where we come to your cabin when you're gone, and we set up a few items for you that are romantic when you come back. Bed of roses on your bed. We start the fireplace for you. There's candles and things like that. It's just romantic. We offer the traveling chef, where they come to your cabin and they cook for you. And then we offer the massage services, which they also come to your cabin.
If you'd like to take advantage of some of the amenities that you have here, how do you go about doing that?
You can add that to your stay when you make your reservation online. There's options out there where you can pick the things that you would like to add to your stay, and everything is pretty much ready for you when you get here for your stay.
Well, how do we find out more information about Hocking Hills Cabins so we can book a stay here?
You can visit our website online. It's www.hhcabins.com.
Wonderful. Missy, thank you again for having us out and showing up your beautiful cabins to us.